G'day guys and gal. If the name didn't give it away, there are a lot of ways you can die in Warhammer 40k. Some of these are pretty chill and quick, such as getting half your body exploded by a bolter gun. Others are less chill, such as getting shot with a Tyranid bullet, which is actually a bunch of worms that burrow into your nervous system and eat your brain. As Raiden said,
"There are fates worse than death."
And while 40k definitely attests to that, like look at the Majorkill bar for an example, although some of you freaks are actually into that, there are a lot of ways to die in 40k that are horrendous and I wouldn't wish upon anybody. Actually, that's a lie, there's a number of people I would wish it on, but for legal reasons, let's just ignore that. Today we'll be going over the 5 of the worst ways to die in Warhammer 40k. This list will be based on how much pain the death will cause, how drawn out the death will be, how horrifying the death is, and finally, how cool the death is. Cause remember kids, violence is epic. I'll also won't be making any political jokes during this video as I know a fair number of you are extremely stressed out and raw about it. Let's get into it. Starting us off with the 5th worst way to die in Warhammer 40k is being eaten by a Tyranid bioship. Now everything involved with death by Tyranids isn't going to be pretty. Tyranids aren't here to fiddle spiders, they just want your biomass, hence they will tear you apart as quick as possible. However, this all goes to shit if you find your spacecraft eaten by a Tyranid bioship. You won't just get chomped and chowed. What will happen is that Tyranids will crawl all over your ship. You'll be able to hear them tapping on the hull, knowing that your death is impending, yet powerless to stop it. Then, they will cut a hole in your ship and flood the ship with acid. That acid will be full of small parasitic worms that will seek you out and devour you slowly whilst you're burning from acid. Now, this isn't a super long process, but it's the horror of how hopeless you will be that really hurts. The acid will pour in and you'll see your crewmates, lifelong friends, scream as their flesh burns and worms burrow into their organs. The screaming does not end when they die, but when there are too many worms in their lungs and throat to make a noise. You will see this and you will know that this is the fate you will endure in mere moments. You cannot reason with the Tyranids. Begging will do nothing. They will accept no offer, and not even the most powerful and witty of warriors can survive once they've been devoured by a bioship. Unless they are a named space marine with no helmet, but you know what I mean. If you ever find yourself in the belly of a Tyranid bioship, or in the belly of any organism really, I would recommend putting your gun in your mouth and spraying your brain matter over the person you least like on your ship. Tyranids are horrifying, and I'll fight you if you don't think they are the true antagonists of 40k. The 4th worst way to die in Warhammer 40k is to become a Chaos Portal. Being a Psyker basically means you have a connection to the warp, hence if you aren't careful, that connection can end up ruining your shit. Powerful, undisciplined Psykers that have been not linked with the Emperor have a chance of one day exploding into a Chaos Portal. When this happens, the Psyker is horribly twisted in mind, body and spirit, and remains alive whilst demons pour out of their newly mangled bodies and massacre their loved ones. Eventually, they either die from burning out or they get put out of their misery. Now, the reason why this death sucks a lot more than, let's say, becoming a Chaos Spawn is because A, you're still alive as a Chaos Spawn, and B, you don't really know what's going on. As a butthole for chaos that spews forth its shit, you are aware of what is happening to some extent. Your magical powers that you used to use for good are the direct cause of that Slaneshi demon raping your sister to death in front of you. Not to mention, being a Chaos Portal is also very uncomfortable. Imagine you have had a large meal of off butter chicken. You now have salmonella and you're confined to the toilet for the day. Now replace the diarrhea with demons from hell that kill your family, and you now have what it is like to become a Chaos Portal. I rate 0 out of 5 stars on TripAdvisor. The next worst way to die would be to be captured by the Emperor's children. Now I am saying the Emperor's children specifically, as they are a bunch of fucking psychopaths that get literal erections from your suffering. It would suck to get captured by any Chaos Space Marine warband, however you would generally die or get converted to Chaos pretty quickly. For the Emperor's children however, they will draw out your death for as long as possible, attempt to extract every ounce of pain from you as physically possible, whilst violating and deforming your body. It's kinda like paying taxes while simultaneously rubbing your balls on a cheese grater. Some of the horrors you will experience as an unconsensual guest of the Emperor's children is getting raped with a massive Astartes cock, having organs removed and replaced with speakers that rattle your nervous system as they constantly play, getting flayed alive and then smacked with your own flayed skin, and worst of all, being forced to watch the girl version of Ghostbusters on repeat. Begging is useless as it just makes them more erect, and they'll literally give you drugs which lower your pain tolerance for fun. The Emperor's Children really suck. Like, fuck those guys. Although everything I've described above is a torture, it always leads to death. There is only so long your kidneys can blast Skrillex before your body throws in the towel, and being flayed alive is bad for your vitamin D levels. And you know, by the 13th time watching Girls Ghostbusters, you're dead on the inside anyway. As bad as dying to the Emperor's Children is, it has nothing compared to dying to the Dark Eldar. Imagine you have two sadistic torturers that want to slowly kill you. The first one is erratic and insane. They learn how to torture from going on weird incel forums, and whilst your death will be incredibly painful and humiliating, it's nothing compared to the other sadistic torturer. See, they aren't insane, and all the agony you will experience has been refined over thousands of years by brilliant minds and forbidden sciences. This is what it's like to compare the Emperor's Children, the first insane torturer who hurts you for fun, to the Dark Eldar, the second sane torturer who hurts you because their life depends on it. The Dark Eldar's incentive to draw out your death is massive. The more agony you experience, the more years the Dark Eldar adds to their own lifespan and keeps the eternal rapage of Slaanesh at bay. Now, as per the title, we will be avoiding mentioning the tortures that don't actually kill you, but just make you have a shit one, and focus on the ones that can only result in death. The Dark Eldar can use something called the Talos Pain Engine, which is a cyborg abomination that seeks to kill you in a very spectacularly violent and painful way. You are then turned to mush and absorbed. But that's the easy part. The Talos engine will then bring your super remains to its Dark Eldar masters, who, if they're feeling especially jolly, will reconstitute your remains and bring you back to life. They will then torture you to death. They can do this multiple times before your soul and body are so twisted that life itself rejects you. When the Dark Eldar poison someone, they don't like to make it boring. You won't pull a Joffrey and go blue and gasp for air before death. No, you'll likely shit out your own organs as your bones enlarge within your body, tearing you to pieces from the inside out, all the while your brain has been tricked to lower its pain tolerance and to avoid shutting down. You will be alive to witness your body as a broken thing before death finally claims you. You also want to know a fun fact. So, the Emperor's Children love pain, their god is pain, and inflicting pain upon themselves and others is the fruity nectar of life for them. Well, the Dark Eldar figured out how to give the Emperor's Children pain that they don't like. That's right, the galaxy's biggest sadistic, machistic fucks don't like getting tickled by the Dark Eldar. Death by the Dark Eldar will be a long, drawn out, and might not even guaranteed for a long time death. Have fun. Finally, the worst way to die in 40k, a fate the greatest heroes dread, and not even the Emperor would be able to handle. Death via natural causes. Now, before you prolapse and I have to make a video showing you how to put your rectum back inside your body, just listen. 40k is grimdark, it's scary, it's violent, and it sucks living there. Because of such negativity, the universe has given rise to legendary heroes, beacons of light that hold back the overwhelming darkness. These heroes do die, like a lot, but they die courageously, their sacrifice allowing countless souls to live in peace. So for one of these heroes, not the bowels of a Tyranid bioship, nor the pain of being a chaos portal, not even being a prisoner of the Emperor's Children or Dark Eldar is as bad as them dying in bed surrounded by their loved ones. They want to be remembered. True immortality is not rejuvenation treatments nor being an Eldar. True immortality is being remembered, and nothing is more memorable than someone's death. Name a single, highly regarded Warhammer 40k character that died due to natural causes. Exactly. Remember, pain is temporary, victory is forever. Actually, I'm pretty sure some people have been in agony for thousands of years in Warhammer 40k, but that's irrelevant. There are a lot of horrible ways to die in 40k, and I have no doubt missed some spicy ones. So if you have heard or read about some 0 out of 10 on the Idealio scale ways to bite the bullet in the franchise we all know and love, then chuck them down in the comments below. I do my best to read them all, but fuck me, there's a lot of comments these days. And that does us for today, guys, the top 5 worst ways to die in Warhammer 40k. If you enjoyed this video and want to support the channel, then Patreon is the place to be, where only $1 per month gives you access to a boatload of Warhammer hentai, regardless of whether or not it's illegal in Australia or not. Hit the subscribe button, then hit the real subscribe button for more grim content. Join the Discord for more memes, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.